It's not easy being green. You don't look so bad. To be honest, I've never really been a big fan of the Green Lantern, never really known too much about him. Nonetheless, even with the trailers for this movie, I think everybody didn't really like the first one, and they liked the next couple. But there were a lot of concerns I had for this movie. This movie is really jumbled. It goes all over the place, and it doesn't know what kind of movie it wants to be, specifically as a superhero movie. You know, there are lots of different types, you know, now that there's been superhero movies, a lot of them now. There's a lot of different types of ways to make a superhero movie, some very successful, some not, some can work them, some can't, and this movie kind of tries to test out a whole bunch of them, and there are times where it does like a really dark tone, and I feel like, yeah, that really works. It's probably one of the better tones they use in this movie, and then they jumble around to another tone, and I feel like if they just stuck with a darker tone, being a DC comic, it works out well for them. It probably would have worked alright. But no, this movie tries to be a lot like Iron Man, where you kind of have, like, the wisecracking hero who has to, like, jump suddenly into responsibility when he has this heroism, like, thrust upon him. And it doesn't work, you know, there's no class like Robert Downey Jr. pulled it off. You know, Ryan Reynolds, he wasn't that bad, but the script is really poorly written, so it doesn't work out in his favor. As much as I like Peter Sarsgaard, I think that it was just a very weak villain. And there was another villain that I didn't feel was too strong either, because they have so much going on here for an origin story, trying to do so much, and there's all these stories, and they're just kind of shredded together with no glue holding them together. And it doesn't work. It feels like there's just bits and pieces all over the place. You know, they jump around from one place to another, and yeah, there's no continuity. You know, Mark Strong's Sinestro could have been really cool. There's just a lot of lost potential in this movie. I mean, the visual effects, you know, sometimes, it's all over, that's patchy too. Sometimes they're really, really awesome. Like, I love how the whole suit is kind of an effect in itself. I thought it was a really cool idea, kind of going out on a limb. But at the same time, there are times where the visual effects are really, really poor. And the same thing, well, actually, no, the action, I'd say the action is actually really, really good in this movie. When there is action, it is awesome. Now, there's really not much to elaborate on this movie, at least for me, because I don't hate it, and I don't really like it either. I'm kind of in the middle, somewhat enjoyable. Brightest day, the blackest night. I'm not wearing hockey pads. I'm not wearing a CGI suit. The brightest day and the blackest night. Holy shit, it's Walter Cronkite.